Today I want to ask you to focus on 4 little words, and I promise that if you focus on these words, you are going to be a success. And those 4 little words, the ones that drive your motivation, is what is your why? So what is your why? Why are you doing what you do? Whether you are a stay-at-home mom, or you own your own business, or want to start your own business, or work for somebody else, why do you do what you do, and what is your motivation? And that is what drives you. And if you can focus on that day in and day out, you can stay motivated and keep building your success. So I want to tell you a little story about my why. When I was younger, I was very protective, fiercely protective of my sister. She told this story at my wedding. And I guess I thought she was a big klutz or something, but I always felt like I needed to be there and protect her. And one day she climbed into a tree with some friends, and I was convinced she was gonna fall out of the tree. So I sat at the bottom of that tree and I would not leave until she got out of that tree, because I felt the need to protect her. And as I grew older, I realized there were situations where I was gonna have to protect other people, and I was gonna have to protect myself. And in 6th grade, I was being bullied by a group of girls on the blacktop in 6th grade who would come around and they would pick on somebody. They'd find somebody to pick on and threaten them every day. And I remember going to my mom one day and I said, "Mom, I'm gonna get in a fight today." And she asked me why. And I told her, and I remember her advice, which to me was so funny. I still love it. She's like, "Well, if you're gonna get in a fight, go for the jugular," which is good advice. Always make sure that you go for it. But I felt the need to stand up for myself and not allow other people to intimidate and threaten me. And got in a fight. People were taking bets whether this little girl was going to get beat up or not, but I ended up winning that fight thanks to one of my friends, Melissa Andrews, who had to pull people off my back as this was going on. But it was a valuable learning lesson, and it really defines why I did for 23 years what I did as an investigative reporter. And the reason is because I hate to see people getting bullied or when they can't stand up for themselves. And I feel like there are so many people who just didn't have a voice, and I wanted to be that voice for them. Like, there was a family, the McGonagalls, and I remember they had a series of tragedies that happened, and one of them resulted in one of the family members having to be airlifted to a hospital. And afterwards they get this bill, and it's somewhere in the range of $10,000 that they had no idea they were gonna have to pay. This was an emergency. And in my job, I was able to make that bill go away and make their life a little bit better. Another story I did was about family members whose loved ones' bodies were lost at a cemetery. And we were able to help them recover the gravesite of their mother's body. I did a lot of stories on opioid addiction that really spoke to me and my heart. But my why was to help people, and it was something I was very passionate about and what made me good at what I did. And then one day on December 21st, 2016, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And all of a sudden my why had to change because I had to focus on myself and my health. And that's when I decided I was gonna start my own business, because while I loved what I was doing, I attribute all the stress to giving me breast cancer, and started my own business, and I still have the same why. I love what I do because I get to help people. When people have dreams and they want to build those dreams, I get to help them market and brand themselves or find their focus. Creating amazing videos about people and their companies to help them build their business and boost their exposure. And I do public speaking training so I can teach people how to become more confident and powerful communicators. So I still have a very similar why in that I want to help people. And so today I want to ask you about what drives you. What is your why? And let's face it, when you have your own business, there are going to be days that things are difficult, whether you have your own business or not. And if you can just focus on that motivation and why you do what you do, you'll see the little wins every day that'll drive you to be a huge success. Maybe it's that one client who says, "Thank you so much. I couldn't have done it without you." or a family in need that you're able to help. But I just want to encourage you today to think about those 4 little words. What is your why? And if you keep that in focus every single day, I promise you, you will be a success.